I'll be showing you how to complete all of the Week 2 Location Domination challenges extremely fast. My name is Storm Ranger, and on this channel I show you how to complete your missions fast, get better at Fortnite quickly, and improve at all sorts of Fortnite things, so be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on anything, and help me get to 25,000 subscribers. That would help me out a ton. Alright, so on screen you can see what all these challenges are. Credit to iFireMonkey over on Twitter for leaking these challenges and creating this amazing graphic as I'm making this video. Now honestly, this graphic is kind of stressful since there seem to be so many challenges, but don't worry, I organized them to something looking a bit more clean. For each challenge, there are simply 3 stages. For example, for the first challenge, you must eliminate 3, 5, and 10 players over at the rig. Now if someone is able to complete these challenges, they will get 900,000 XP. Now because I'm sure that you need this XP, these challenges are all super difficult, requiring the player to eliminate and deal damage to players at various locations, destroy teddy bears at Hedges, and even catch weapons at Misty Meadows. I'll be covering how to complete all of these challenges insanely quickly right now. Okay, so the very first challenge, which we already briefly mentioned, is to eliminate 3, 5, and 10 players or henchmen over at the rig. So yes, I know this challenge may sound boring, but don't leave. I have plenty of insane advice that you do not want to miss out on in this video, including where to find all of the teddy bears that you must destroy over at Hedges. Now I think completing this challenge is pretty obvious. You are clearly going to want to eliminate henchmen since they are significantly easier to kill than players. Now finding 10 henchmen should be easy because at the rig you should be able to find at least 3 over on this island, and then another 3 over by this house over on the mainland, and then 2 to 3 at each corner of the rig. Now the only issue that you have to worry about is getting third-partied by a player while working on this challenge. However, this can easily be avoided by simply landing at the rig in a game when you doubt other players will be landing there also. This is most likely done by landing there when it is far from where the bus flies over. So because henchmen only spawn in games of solos, duos, and squads, you unfortunately must follow a procedure like this to avoid other players. Anyway, just eliminate henchmen when the rig is pretty much empty, and just like that, you will complete this challenge. So nice. Now we have the second challenge, which is to eliminate 7, 10, and 8 ammo boxes over at Sweaty Sands. Now this challenge is not at all difficult, it is simply tedious. However, don't worry, I still have some solid advice for completing it. So first, you'll want to complete this challenge in a game of Team Rumble when Sweaty Sands is on your side of the map. This is because in Team Rumble, players stick to their side of the map, and even if you die, you can respawn with all of your loot. This makes it really easy to avoid players and eliminates the risk of dying while working on your challenges. Also, Team Rumble games are very long, giving you plenty of time to work on challenges just like this, and then once you have obtained what you've came for, you can simply just leave and you will get credit for your challenges. Anyway, once you are at Sweaty Sands, when it comes to actually finding ammo boxes, you can find them near chests, along with inside houses, and in those houses, you can find them under stairs, in attics, on counters, and near furniture. So make sure to look for ammo boxes at these areas. Just keep in mind, 18 ammo boxes is a lot, so to fully complete this challenge, you will likely need to play 2 to 3 Team Rumble games. Anyways, this challenge shouldn't be too hard to complete, as long as you follow my advice. Okay, so now we have the third challenge, just eliminate 3, 5, and 10 players or henchmen at the Shark. Now I'm not going to waste any of your time, you all know what to do for this challenge, since we've already gone over it. Simply head into a game of solos, duos, or squads, land at the Shark when it is far from where the bus flies over, and eliminate henchmen. Just remember, a few henchmen will spawn over on the roof of the main building, with a few spawning in the main lobby, and of course a few will spawn down by the vault, and there will be a few henchmen over at the pool area, at the underhang, and then at the chopper spawn. So just land at the Shark in a game of solos, duos, or squads, eliminate a few henchmen, and just like that, you will complete this challenge. Alright, so next is the fourth challenge, which is to search 7, 10, and 18 chests at Craggy Cliffs. Now this challenge is essentially the same as the second challenge, however the only difference is that this time you must search chests and then over at Craggy Cliffs. Now once again, the best course of action will be to land over at Craggy in a game of Team Rumble when it's on your side of the map to eliminate the risk of there being opponents while you are looting. Anyway, when it comes to finding chests, that shouldn't be too hard. You should be able to find a few chests in each of the buildings at the location. Anyway, just head to Craggy Cliffs in a few games of Team Rumble, loot the chests, and just like that, you will complete this challenge. So now we have the fifth challenge, which is a place top 10 after landing at Frenzy Farm 1, 3, and 7 times. Yeah, so this challenge is just weird. Placing top 10 7 different times is long and hard enough, but doing it while only landing at a single location, well, that will take forever. However, don't worry, I have an idea, and that is to make a habit of landing at Frenzy Farm. Whenever you are either playing the game for fun or to complete your challenges, just land at Frenzy Farm. And then if you manage to place top 10 in that match, you will get credit towards this challenge. But if you don't feel like doing this, or just want to knock out the first 2 parts of this challenge, you can of course intentionally land at Frenzy Farm and then camp the whole game and avoid players to place in the top 10. When doing this, be sure to keep rotations in mind and where you think players will end up at to make sure you don't run into anyone. But whatever you do, this challenge shouldn't be too hard, it is only tedious. So nice. Now we have the 6th challenge, which is to collect 500, 1500, and 3000 wood at Weeping Woods. Now honestly, this challenge is incredibly easy and should only take you a few minutes. Just land at Weeping Woods, of course in a game of Team Rumble, where there are faster harvesting speeds when it's on your side of the map, and then harvest wood from trees. Now unfortunately, assuming you harvest about 500 wood every 1.5 to 2-ish minutes, it will take you about 10 minutes of harvesting to harvest 3000 wood. Just remember, this challenge does say to collect wood and not to harvest it, so you may need to empty the wood in your inventory every few minutes to make sure you're picking up and getting credit for the wood that you are harvesting. But really, just land at Weeping Woods in a game of Team Rumble, harvest materials while listening to music or some YouTube video, and just like that, you will complete this challenge. Okay, cool. So the next challenge is the 7th challenge, which is to destroy 1, 3, and 7 teddy bears at Hedges. This challenge is probably the hardest out of this set, simply because most players will likely be confused by what the teddy bears are that this challenge is referring to and where to find them. Well, don't worry, I have you covered. On screen now you can see what these teddy bears look like. They are simply just stuffed animals that spawn all around Hedges. Now on screen, you can see a map I made of where you can find all these teddy bears. Don't worry about the numbers, it does not matter which order you destroy the teddy bears in, I just numbered them to make the map easy to follow. Anyway, I recommend you to screenshot this map so you can refer to it while playing. But to make things even easier, now on screen, you can see some footage of what these teddy bears look like in the game, along with what number they are on the previous map over in the corner. Now teddy bears spawn in all sorts of areas around Hedges, including outside by trees, inside by furniture, and even on dirt areas by rocks. Anyway, once you find each of these teddy bears, all you need to do is hit it and destroy it with your harvesting tool. And as long as you do that, you will complete this challenge. So nice. I know you probably were the most curious about the last challenge, but don't leave yet, because I still have some incredibly helpful advice that you don't want to miss out on. Anyway, so now we have the 8th challenge, which is to apply 100, 250, and 500 shields or healing items at Shantytown or the Orchard. Now before you can even begin on this challenge, it's important to know where these locations are. So first, Shantytown is just this town right over by the rig. You may remember it from the Golden Wrench challenges, over from the Midas missions. Of course, if you still need a guide on that, you can watch mine by clicking this card up here. Anyway, so now we have the Orchard, which is simply this farm, located right above Frenzy Farm. Again, you may remember this location from several of the previous sets of challenges, including some in the sky and Midas missions. Anyway, once you know where to go, you simply must apply health or shield, which will involve looting to find healing items, which I advise you do in Team Rumble at whatever location is on your side of the map. In terms of finding healing items, you can look wherever you want, just remember to apply them when you are at either of these locations. But really, this challenge is not too hard. Like most of these challenges in the set, it is only tedious. Alright, so next we have the 9th challenge, which is to deal 300, 900, and 2500 damage to players at Salty Springs. Now for a challenge like this, probably the best way to complete it is by landing at somewhere like Salty Springs within the early game, in a game of solos, duos, or squads, simply because that way you're almost guaranteed that players will be at the location. Also, because the early game is partially luck oriented, regardless of your skill level, you should inevitably have a luck-oriented opportunity to deal damage on players, such as being the first to get a gun when landing at a particular house. However, honestly, 2500 damage is a lot, so likely your best course of action is instead to skip this challenge and make landing at and or rotating into Salty Springs a regular part of your gameplay. But as long as you do this, this challenge shouldn't be overwhelmingly difficult to complete. Okay, so the 10th and final challenge out of all of the location domination challenges is to catch 1, 3, and 7 weapons at Misty Meadows. So for this challenge, you just need to fish. That's it. Now obviously, be sure to do so when Misty Meadows is on your side of the map in a game of Team Rumble to avoid the risk of dying. Now once you're at Misty Meadows, you'll be able to find more than enough fishing rods over at this barrel by the water. But once you have a fishing rod, it's simply a game of patience until you catch 1, 3, and 7 weapons. And that's it. This challenge is incredibly simple. Now if you enjoyed this video and want to learn how to get better at Fortnite, complete your challenges fast, and improve at all sorts of other fun-related things, you can start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss out on anything, and help us get to 25,000 subscribers by clicking here. And to support me, you can use code StormRanger and buy my merchandise by clicking here. Finally, click this card right here to learn how to build insanely fast in Fortnite. But that is all I have for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.